Good evening, everyone. So tonight's plant feature will be the Cotyledon Tomentosa Bear Paws. But before we start, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell so that you'll be updated with my new videos. See you in a bit.
That I die, I can't hide what this is. Yeah, I keep drowning in those.
Good evening, everyone. So tonight's topic will be the Cotyledon Tomentosa Bear Paws. So, ayan. Marami nag-request ng plant feature kay Bear Paws. So, finally, I did it. I wasn't able to put up a video before, mainly because I still didn't get it fully. Hindi ko pa siya hindi ko pa naiintindihan. I didn't know how to care for it. I didn't know exactly what it needed. So I didn't want to put out a video that I didn't know how to care for. So after several tries, actually I started collecting the bear paw plant ever since I started, but it kept on dying on me. My last purchase was 6 months ago. This is it now. Wawa naman. But I didn't give up on this one. And look, see, it has new leaves. It has new paws. So I'm pretty stoked about this. I'm very happy. So I'm not gonna give up on this. I'm still gonna care for it. Hopefully you'll see it next time full of leaves. So there, I had to do my research, and apparently I've been saying it wrong. I really thought honestly that before it was part of the Tomentosa family. So I thought they were related, but apparently they're not. So ang pinaka connection na lang nila would be Tomentosa. So I researched, is the Tomentosa and Cotyledon Tomentosa related? And it's not. So when I researched a new similarity niya, which is the word Tomentosa, I checked, and it only means, Tomentosa means sa Latin is covered in hair. So since furry siya, katulad ng Tomentosa, they have the same name. But ang talagang family niya would be the Cotyledon. Ayun. So yun lang ang kanilang similarities. So there. This one, the bear paws, originated in South Africa. Just like most of the succulents out there, South Africa is one of the homes of these lovely plants. Unfortunately, they are now considered vulnerable, a vulnerable species, mainly because of the poachers. Sa dami siguro ng plantito at plantita ngayon, all over the world, not just in our country. Poaching is becoming rampant. So dumadami na ang poachers ng mga wild plants, wild succulents. So ngayon nasa vulnerable list na siya. Kumukonti na ang species in the wild ng Cotyledon bear paws. So please be mindful when you buy it. Make sure that it's cultivated, not wild. Yun lang, parang it's very important that we have these things in mind, na although they look beautiful and they look cute, let's not entertain poaching. Nauuso ngayon yan, even in the States. There was this big raid of succulent species that they were poaching on the mountains, and it's just very sad that they're doing it, no? Dudleyas, there you go. Dudleyas are now vulnerable species in some parts of the US, mainly because of poaching. Ninanakaw siya, nilalagay sa mga luggages, and then to different countries. So it's just very sad that it's all happening. But yeah, the bear paws are now considered as vulnerable species in the wild. So hindi na siya masyado propagate in the wild. Next topic would be toxicity. Apparently, the other time when these guys came in, I was air drying them in my room, and my dog actually ate some of the Cotyledon pendants and this one. And then upon research, ang Cotyledon orbiculata, Cotyledon species, actually, in general, they are highly toxic to humans, dogs, cats, and livestock. So, 1 gram to 10 kilos per weight is enough, enough of a little dose to kill an animal. So if a kid touches this and they find it cute and then sinubukang kainin, kagatin, this can actually be very harmful to us, no? It contains cardiac glycosides that actually does something bad to the heart. So it's not a plant that you should let your children play with unsupervised. So please be reminded that when you do have this plant, or if you want to buy this plant, and since cute siya, maganda siyang tignan, pag hinawakan mo, parang ang fluffy niya, baka may mga bata, especially 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, inquisitive minds, they suddenly pluck a piece and try to eat it. These are toxic plants. So please don't try, avoid na lang siguro muna. If you have young children with you, avoid bringing them inside, or just put them in an outside greenhouse or away from the reach of children. So yun yung mga gusto ko lang i-remind before natin i-start pag-usapan ang pag-aalaga. Next topic will be, of course, how do we take care of them? First, let's talk about once you get them. Once you get them, ako po, hindi ko tinatanim agad si Bear Paw. So, I let it rest for a week before I pot them. And then, the soil that I use would be plant culture pH, cultured soil with akadama and kanuma. I do not do any more add-ons because in the wild, the Tomentosa Bear Paw, it really loves dry, gritty soil. So, ayaw niya ng matabang lupa. So, possible na baka kaya namamatayan tayo ng bear paws before was because medyo mataas yung nutrients na nakukuha ng halaman. So, hindi niya kinakaya mag-drop siya ng leaves. Kasi one main characteristic of the Tomentosa bear paw is that, one, dropping of leaves can be triggered by A, overwatering, B, temperature. So, either of the two lang naman parati yan. Or yun nga, yung nutrient content niya, pag masyadong mataba ang lupa, iinumin niya yung nutrients. And then, mafe-feel niya na masyadong puno na siya, i-drop niya yung leaves niya. So, the soil is very important. That, like this one, halos pumice na lang yung ginamit ko sa kanya. But look, I have new growth coming out. And this has been potted for around a month now. And ang dami niya na agad new growth. Look at that. There. See that? This is new growth. Yan. And then this one. And then that one. Right? So, that's one of the things that I noticed about the Tomentosa Bear Paws. Number 2, I noticed that there are like 3 different types of bear paws. Number 1 would be the non-var or the plain one, which is this one. Ayan. And then there's another variegation, but it's yung more subdued siya na variegation. So, you have yellow lines there, here and there. That's it. Ayan, at this one. Ayan, this one. So, yan yung napansin ko. And then the last one, ito yung pinaka coveted nating lahat is this type na parang light yellow variegation. Ito yung mas coveted ngayon dahil yung pink, yung tips niya are actually it turns pink there. Right? So that's why it's a little bit more parang enticing to buyers to get instead of the non-var one. But ito yung kicker dyan. Yung pinakamaganda is usually the ones na pinakamahirap alagaan. So, So, I noticed na yun nga, this one took me a month before I was able to get it to root. Ayun. These ones are actually easier, but mas matagal siyang tumaba. Dahil yun nga, medyo mas lower ang ano ko dito, ang growth ko dito kaysa sa regular non-variegated ones. But yun nga, so next would be the sunlight. So what sunlight do you give for your bear paws? Right now, my variegated one and my non-variegated one, parehas lang actually ang binibigay ko sa kanilang light exposure. And that is, parehas sila nakalagay sa shelf ko, magkakatabi sila, that gets 6 o'clock to 9:30 o'clock, 9:30 a.m. na sunlight. So that's direct sunlight. But meron akong fan na nakatapat sa kanila. That is to disperse the heat, just in case it does get hot by the time that I wake up and I check on them. So once I started doing that, I noticed a big difference with my plants. It stopped dropping leaves. The paws are fatter. Ayan. Mas mataba siya. Mas mabilis siya nag-ugat. Like this one, nag-ugat lang to on the second week. On the second week, when I potted this one, I noticed it was already rooting. How did I know? Because it has stopped drinking from the bottom leaves and it started making new ones. So, nag-replenish na siya ng leaves niya. And look, this is the first time that I was able to have a bloom, or finally have the Tomentosa bloom. So there are 3 colors of blooms for the Tomentosa bear paw. They have red, orange, and yellow. I think this one will be yellow. So I'm very excited. There. It's something that I have not seen for quite some time. So I'm just very excited to see this. Next one would be watering. So yun nga, I start my water with 10 ml around the brim of the pot. So I only water it on the side, like that, on the brim only. And I water this one. There we go. There. And then I only water this one once I feel like the paw is a little bit on the soft side. But if it's hard like this one, it doesn't even it's not even squishy. So kapag ganito siya, hindi ko talaga siya tinutubigan muna. A good example of soft leaves would be this one. Ayan. So let's touch it. Ito hard pa rin siya. Hard pa rin. Let's see here. Hard pa rin. So no, I will not water this. How about this one? There. So look, it kind of bends. See? This one. There. So this is a good candidate to water. There. There. So since this one is smaller, I would use around 5 ml lang. So I water here, never touching the stem, never touching the leaves. Kasi pag furry, usually yan ang problema pag nababasa sila. They rot fast. So there. That's how I water them. And yung ganun ka-konti na water, don't be scared kasi yung ganun kaliit na water actually is already enough for them. Ang laki na agad ang tinataba nila after that. So I don't know how, I don't know why they're so fat even with a small amount of water. I have yet to figure it out. But yeah, a small amount goes a long way for these plants. They're not really thirsty plants, I noticed. So minsan I can go on for more than a week and a half, and I don't even water this one that much, and it's still fat. I think one of the tips that I can give is also don't be greedy when it comes to watering. Kasi like if you have an established bear paw, kahit no parang ganito, medyo I can say na medyo established na siya. Kasi napansin ko kahit na 1 month pa lang siya, ang lalaki na ng mga nag-grow sa kanya na paws, no? And then nag-start na siya mag-bloom, ganyan. I don't wanna be too greedy na sobrang patabain yung leaves niya. Kasi, again, number 1 na defense mechanism ni bear paw when it's overwatered is to drop leaves. So, I don't wanna have to deal with that. So, I will not try to overwater it. maybe if it's big enough, and maybe if it's already a year old with me, then I'll be more brazen, or I'll be more parang brave to I'll be braver to experiment with it. But since it's less than 6 months with me, I will not. I will try to restrain myself and not be greedy, and I will not try to make it get really, really fat. Kasi yun nga diba? Parang since we want the, what we see on Pinterest, what we see on Google, na pag nakita mo, pag tinype mo na bear paw, super taba, na bilog halos yung paw. I don't want to do that here kasi our conditions, our microclimate is very different from the conditions of the plants that we see from other countries. So with this one, I'll be more careful. But I think if there's a time of a year that you would that would be really good for trying out bear paws, it would be now. The weather now, if you can see, is just 8 o'clock, almost 8 o'clock p.m. And already, look at my temperature. It's 26 degrees. Cold. It's not super cold, but it's not like 30 degrees hot, diba? Usually, pag lowland ka mainit. But today, it's pretty cold, and I'm just very happy. And my plants are obviously very happy because of that. So yun, fertilizers, I don't have any. I think it's sufficient. Water is sufficient already, and the nutrients from the akadama is already enough for them to grow healthy. They grew healthy roots without it, so okay na ako without any So wag niyo na pong munang lagyan kung hindi pa sila established. Ayun, kasi this one tinry ko yun tinry ko. But with this one, if you're starting to root pa lang, I do add vitamin B1 in my solution. So with my watering, I do add vitamin B1, yung start na brand na vitamin B1. You can also use Siam Early Grow. I used Siam Early Grow with this one, and it's doing really well. So yeah, I think that's it, no? The cooler climate is giving them a good they're awake, hindi sila dormant na halaman ngayon. During summer nga pala, nag-dormant sila. So less watering pa kung less watering. And then if you can try to bring them inside, and if you do have a grow light, it's a better idea for them to be inside. Also, bear paws are prone to mealybugs, rust fungus, just like any other furry plant, no? Prone din sila sa fungus. So please be careful when it comes to with them, So yun, may maintenance din sila. So again, that's it. And I hope you learned something new about them, and I hope you'll give them a try, because they're the cutest plant ever. There. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed watching and you give it a try. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you like this video. And please don't forget to be kind, everyone. Good night.